It's been 3 months now since the new Portland City Council took office, and they've hit the ground running, dealing with a potential $93 million budget shortfall while working on new Mayor Keith Wilson's effort to end unsheltered homelessness. Among the 12 councilors elected in November, Sameer Kanal, representing Portland's District 2, that's North and much of Northeast Portland. A North Portland native, Councilor Kanal got his BA in political science and economics from the University of Washington and a master's in global affairs from NYU. And before being elected to the council, Sameer Kanal was project manager of the city's Police Accountability Commission. Councilor Kanal, welcome to Eye on Northwest Politics.
Thanks for having me, Ken.
You're going into the final listening sessions as you try to figure out what's going on with the city's budget and dealing with the budget shortfall. What are you hearing from constituents about budget priorities as we get to this point?
Yeah, we're here to focus on core services, and what people think of as core services are inclusive of public safety, but also things like community centers, making sure that we're keeping our St. John's Community Center open, Peninsula Park, things like that, and really focusing on the preventative, holistic aspects of community safety. That's what I'm hearing the most.
City Administrator Michael Jordan did initially recommend up to 300 layoffs in the city, eliminating the Sun schools. There's 11 of them, the schools uniting neighborhood sites, community centers, which you just mentioned, a couple of which are in your district.
Yes.
So where do you stand on what should be cut, or for that matter, what should be preserved?
Yeah, so we're focusing more on what should be preserved right now and on getting information from the community. The District 2 listening sessions next Thursday, the 3rd at PCC, so come to that, please. But also, really listening and passing on to the mayor and the administrator before the mayor's proposed budget, which is May 5th, what we want to see. And that includes things like the Office of Violence Prevention, the ceasefire program being fully funded, community centers, Sun schools, the things that keep kids having something to do after school and in the afternoons and evenings. And that's going to help not only activate our economy, but also keep ourselves safer in Portland.
You found yourself at odds with the Portland Police Association on questions of accountability, spending, and community oversight. And obviously, any cuts to the Bureau itself would not make the chief's office happy. So what's your position on the Police Accountability Oversight Board and whether the Bureau should take any cuts during this budget consideration?
Well, I think it's important that we do our due diligence everywhere in the budget. I think Portlanders elected a city council to get into the weeds and look at everything. I have no particular things that I'm looking to cut yet. It's mostly focused on what are we trying to preserve and possibly even expand. Because even in a tough year, we need to invest in things like 911 call takers, making sure that when someone calls, they're getting an answer as quickly as possible. On the accountability side, I've done community engagement on police accountability for 3 years. I'm committed to making sure that what people are telling us is what's reflected in policy, whether it's on this issue or anything else, because you deserve a city that listens to you.
And when it comes to the police bureaus and the association, people need to realize that there's the police bureau, which is the administration and the management, and then there's the police association, which is the union of rank and file workers for the most part. So when you look at that, where do you see the gaps in police response? And what do you think needs to be fixed in that area?
Big picture, I talk to both the leaderships regularly. I talk to Chief Day, periodically, and so we're always in communication. He communicates to a lot of the counselors as well. And so what we're hearing from community, we're trying to make sure is reflected in what the chief's hearing too, and we're passing that information on. And one of the things we're hearing is a focus on investigations, so that when you have your car broken into or your car stolen, that you have a feeling that I can call 911 and something will be done about it. So those are the sorts of things we're talking about, is trying to pivot and making sure that the police are prioritizing investigators.
Mayor Wilson and this city council not only are saving Portland street response, but expanding it. So tell us about that, how that came about, and how good do you feel about the expansion of Portland street response?
About a year ago, it was actually today, about a year ago today, I think, we had a town hall on Portland street response in which we were hearing about this from community just across the board, and hearing about shuttling, hearing about expanded 24/7, hearing about having more than 2 rigs out most of the time that Portland street response is in operation. I'm really excited to see that happen. I've been working behind the scenes on, again, the community engagement side, and now in this role trying to talk to the mayor and defend that program and also talk about that expansion. I think we're a little ways away from everything being fully implemented, but it's good to feel like we're on that path and that we're going to see those results soon, because Portlanders deserve a menu of options, each of which is a good one, when you call 911 and ask for a response to whatever situation you're dealing with.
How has it been working with the new mayor, Keith Wilson, especially regarding his homeless agenda? And what do you think about the Mitch Green, Candace Avalos proposal to have permanent affordable housing that's owned and managed by the city?
Well, I'll start with that part. I support it. I'm definitely on board with the social housing focus, and I'm excited to pursue that together and look into what the options are, and then see what the best path to get there is. In terms of Mayor Wilson, we have a good relationship. He's someone who has a lot of really detailed and strong ideas, and is also really willing to listen. And we've had a lot of good conversations about it. I also am really excited to see how hard he's working at going out and trying to find external funding, because we are in a budget deficit, and trying to not add to that, but actually get money coming in from external partners in government, private sector, to try and fund these things.
There was a lot of optimism coming into this new Portland City Council and new system of government. Now that you're in it, is there anything that has surprised you, and how do you think the 12 commissioners are working together at this point?
I'm more optimistic than I've ever been. And it's easy to say that because I am in now, but also just looking at my 11 colleagues, talking to them about it, the commitment that they all have to serving their district is the biggest thing that I've seen shared among all of us. I'm in the district a lot, doing town halls, doing listening sessions, regular meetings with people. A lot of my colleagues are doing that too. And we're people from different backgrounds, different experiences, different political views. But the willingness to talk has been really, really great to see, and I'm excited to work with all of them.
Is it an advantage to have commissioners from different districts?
Oh, yeah.
And how is that better?
I'll give you an example. So we have the Columbia Pool, which was slated for demolition, and having 3 councilors and the mayor from North Portland and Northeast Portland gave us some background in that particular location and that particular civic asset, that we could talk to the mayor and say, hey, maybe let's hold off on demolishing it for a little while and see if there are options to protect that asset. We can see that with a lot of specific district things that each of the 4 districts has, and looking at things like the Sunderland RV Park, protecting that as well, so that there's a place for people. If you have an RV in your neighborhood, there's a place that we can get that moved so that we're not seeing it in the streets. And just making sure that that localized interest and that localized experience and expertise, that we're able to share that with the administrative side and work together to try and come up with solutions.
Plus, you don't have to worry about overseeing bureaus.
Absolutely. And I think we're focused on legislation, policy, on oversight in the sense of accountability, not in the sense of management, and then of course on the budget and constituent services. And that's a big workload, but it's also really clear what our job is, and it's really exciting to get to talk to Portlanders every day about it.
Portland City Councilor Sameer Kanal, thank you very much for being on Eye on Northwest Politics.
Thanks so much.